Chinese TikTokers. So I don't know, but I don't know about your feed, but on my feed since yesterday, since 2 days ago, everything is about like, oh, Chinese TikTok, Chinese people saying, yo, you want to buy shoes and you want to buy bags, you could just get it straight from me or whatever, whatever, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's like something that's going on. I don't know how the are we gonna get, how the somebody in America is gonna buy the without the tariffs, and I don't understand how that going on. But what is he saying right here? Let's listen to him.
Jump on here real quick because I see a lot of stuff going on TikTok, and I see y'all pretty much believe anything if it's put on TikTok or on the internet. So let me just give y'all some real game, because I've been one of the only people that's been giving y'all game since I've been in this game. I told y'all these luxury brands are getting their stuff made in China, maybe their shoes, right? And they'll send the top of the shoe, just the upper, they'll send it to France or Italy, and they'll glue the sole on, and now that item is considered made in France or Italy, wherever this is happening at, right? But I got to keep it a buck with you. These people coming on, these Chinese TikTokers coming on there telling y'all they work with these factories and whatnot, they're lying. And I'm going to tell you how I can prove it. One, all right, so they're saying, oh, we make these Hermes bags for Hermes, and now you could buy it from us for $80, $100, but they sell it to you for $40,000, whatever, right? It don't even make any sense. One, I'm going to tell you, those people making those videos, they work in Bag City. It's a wholesale bag market in China. And yes, they make bags that look just like a Birkin bag. Remember the Walmart, the working bag? Same shit, real leather, not the same quality. But you could go into Bag City in Guangzhou, and there's like 4 floors of just bag manufacturers. And they have bags that look exactly like the Hermes. The only thing, instead of saying Hermes, it might say Herman. It might say Saya if I paid them to do that. You can literally put your name on the already existing bag. That's what they're selling you. They do not work with Hermes. They're not selling you a real Hermes. They're just taking advantage of what's going on with the United States and China via trade war. And here's how I even double down on it and make you know that I'm telling you the truth. Okay, Louis Vuitton is from France. Hermes from France. Why would me, as a Chinese manufacturer who has no problem with France, our beef is with the United States, why would I get on TikTok and violate our NDA, violate decades and decades of trust and work relationship to tell your customers that you're ripping them off? When you're the #1 couture company in the world, Louis Vuitton. You make billions and billions, maybe $17 billion a year. So that means that factory will be making billions of dollars a year. Are you going to ruin your relationship with Louis Vuitton so you can sell a bag for $80? How does that benefit you when Louis Vuitton is going to give you way more business than the fakes will? It don't make no sense. Y'all got to use your brain. Even with those Nike shoes that they're showing, right? Even with those Nike shoes they're showing y'all, they're saying, we know Nike make their shoes in China, but Nike also makes their shoes in Vietnam. And a lot of them shoes they're showing you on TikTok saying that they're made in China, right? Those shoes are actually made in Vietnam. And if you're a sneakerhead, right, you can actually look in your same shoes and see which one of your Nikes and your Jordans or whatever is made in Vietnam and which ones is made in China or which ones is made in Korea, right? They're capping. The people who are making these videos own replica factories. And that's what they're selling you. They're using this whole thing to try to sell you a bootleg without you feeling like you got a. What's up, guys? I had to jump on here real quick.
Think about that, man. He just kicked some game.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. He kind of framed it in a way that kind of made sense. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, what do you think?
So what I personally think is, I mean, it's funny because I know people that do trading, right? And they buy products and stuff from overseas and sell them over here. And I know a couple of these people too. And they said not to worry about anything. Deliveries are going to be scheduled on time. The price markups are not going to be non-existent. They're actually doing sales and shit. So what he basically saying is there's going to be a lot of scams and stuff going on, and it's going to be done in the name of the tariffs, right? And basically what he's saying is it doesn't make sense for China to ruin a relationship with France over a beef with the United States. That's basically what he's saying.
I mean, that does make sense because if it's like if if France and Louis Vuitton and all of them is going to China to make the bags and stuff, why would they expose their hand like that? And then France and all of them, like Louis Vuitton and all these other name brand designer brands, they're not gonna fuck with them no more because y'all just blew the spot up. So why would we still fuck with you? Why would you like show your hand like that? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it does make sense because if y'all are getting this shit, if Louis Vuitton and D&G and Celine and all these fucking Hermes and all these people was getting their shit from y'all, when y'all expose that, do you think they gonna still come to y'all?
Right. And that's what he's saying. Like, why are y'all ruining a relationship with these manufacturers over this tariff war? But he did bring something to our attention if you caught it. Start checking where your stuff get made from, right? Start checking your shoes or whatever products and different things you got to see where this stuff is coming from, right? Because the impacts of these tariffs are going to impact different countries different ways, right? Like you was just telling me the other day about the Vietnam joint, right? Now, boom, what did he just say? He said a lot of the shoes that people wearing don't even come from China. They coming from Vietnam. And then you told me about the tariff joint that they was trying to do the other day in Vietnam, and now this stuff is starting to come together. You got to start paying attention to where your products are coming from.
Right, right. I think I think I think this is just China's way to like get back at America in a certain way. And they definitely China's definitely not taking this shit sitting down. They definitely I think they see, you know what it is this tariff shit, this shit just didn't happen last week or 2 weeks ago. Like this shit's been happening, right? Remember, Trump was the president on the term before Biden. So Trump was actually putting all these in play, all this shit in play before. You know what I'm saying? He was doing the tariff shit back then. And at that point, that was like 7 years ago. China had time to really like come up with a play, come up with a plan, a strategy. That's why ever since Trump was in office, China's been making moves knowing that one day this is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? They kind of knew that this was gonna happen. So they've been kind of positioning themselves for it. One thing about China is what the difference between China and America is that China has all of the abilities to make shit. Cause like the thing is like America don't really make shit. And even if America don't fuck with China no more, still when they get their goods from wherever else, may it be Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, Vietnam, wherever, a percentage of that stuff still has to come from China. China still produces most of this fucking stuff. Like everybody that produce stuff, they still have to get fabrics and certain shit. Even if they making phones, they can't do that shit in India. India has to import shit from China. And because China, what did China do? China went into Africa. China opened up their doors to Africa. You know what I'm saying? And where all the minerals and shit come from? Africa. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, China positioned itself in a way where you still gotta go, you still gotta go to them in a certain way, in a roundabout way. You might not go to them directly, but whatever y'all need to make cars, phones, this, that, China still got a hand in that. And I think they position themselves in that way. You know what I'm saying? Because they seen this shit coming. I
Yeah.
mean, so to be honest, we'll see. We'll see who wins this trade war. I'm not really in privy to really speak on it to that point, but there is a trade war. There's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You know what I'm saying? And that's the trade war right now. And and yeah, I don't know who's gonna come out. I think both parties is gonna be affected. If this tariff shit is probably gonna bring a recession into America. America is probably going to be facing a recession really soon. And it's also going to affect China. But I think China positioned itself because they just don't supply America. They used to just supply America, but after that last Trump stint, they positioned themselves where they supply everybody now. They open their doors for everybody. So within 7 years, China doesn't even, they're going to take a hit from not supplying America, but they open their doors to a lot of people around the world. And I don't know how much they'll be affected. I don't know if they're going to be more affected than America. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see.